What's going on, guys? Kalzain back with another video on review week, and today we're going to be reviewing another piece of technology, and I know this is the phone everyone's been waiting for, the Samsung Galaxy Note 5 from a couple years ago. Okay, in all reality, most of you, when I said Samsung Galaxy, were probably expecting the S8, and believe me, if I could have an S8 here to show you, I would. Unfortunately, I don't. But today I'm doing a different type of review video. I am going to be covering the Note 5. Now, I know that this is a little bit older, and this video more goes out to people who are looking for a new phone, that have an older phone, or just simply just want a new phone, but don't want to pay for a brand new phone. Don't want that $750 price tag on that nice fancy S8 that's got the curved screen or the curved edges that you might break. So I'm going to talk about this phone now. Unfortunately, I didn't have the thought ahead of time to charge this thing for whatever reason. So it's not turning on, but it works. But this is a phone that I carried for, I think it was about a year and a half, I do believe. Maddie, see, we got the dog up here. She wanted to be in the video this time. She's a good girl. Alright, but anyway, so before I got this phone, my past phones, aside from this, is after I switched off Straight Talk, because I know you want to talk about those days with your garbage phones that break after 6 months. But the first actual flagship phone I bought was the Samsung Galaxy S4, and I loved it. I loved it to death. It ran great all the way to the end. So when I upgraded, I actually tried out this Samsung Galaxy S5, and this was right at the same time the S6 was rolling out. Actually, I tried the S5 Active, sorry. But I didn't really see enough of an upgrade from the S4 to stick with the S5. So I ended up going with trying out the S6 for a little while. And I loved it, but unfortunately, and this is a mistake on my part, I bought it right at launch, the same day. And I took it back within a few days because it was having issues. But as it turned out, a lot of people are having really funky software issues, like day one on release, and they ended up patching and fixing that. And I've got that problem that when shit don't work right, and I just paid a lot of money for it, I got a problem with that, and I get frustrated and take it back. And they don't give them a chance to fix it. I've done it several times with games, The Witcher. And it's just a bad habit I have. So that's when I ended up with this one, the Galaxy Note 4. Now this is the phone I'm going to go ahead and recommend to the people that still aren't settled with wanting to pay whatever this is actually priced at, because I don't know offhand. But if you don't want to go that new, go this new or old, a couple years. The Note 4 was a fantastic phone, and I'll just go ahead and show you. I can show you the best feature of this phone right now. Maybe. The removable back and the battery that pops out. I know, it's like foreign stuff nowadays. Every phone's all sealed up, like the Note 5 or my iPhone 7. But I'll tell you what. I liked the Note 4 a lot, and my wife picked this one up, and she absolutely loved it. And my mom had one, so it's a mom and wife phone. But if you guys don't want something that new, go with this. But we're gonna get back to this one. So what are the pros of getting the Note 5 as opposed to the Galaxy S8? For starters, and then this isn't to try to dissuade people who are set on going to S8. I want to make that clear. This is for people that just don't want to jump into the newest phone but still want a good phone. For starters, the screen. I'm pretty sure this has a 5.7 inch, 5.8 inch. I didn't look the specs up exactly before I did this, but either way, big screen. And it's got a really nice Quad HD display. It's got this nice aluminum finish around the edge, so nice for your people that drop their phone 20 times a day because you got butterfingers. And it's got a Gorilla Glass backing on it that curves and tapers right there on the edge for that nice, really good grip. And this is one of the few phones I would say that I felt comfortable actually carrying without a case on it at times. I don't say that about a lot of phones, and I would absolutely never take my jet black iPhone anywhere without tons of scratch protection. Just something you don't have to worry about this because it's glass, same scratch resistant glass that's on the front. So, in terms of size, it's a big phone, but because of the way it's shaped, it doesn't feel that big. I mean, for people with smaller hands, you'll still have to do two-handed operations, and even I did. And you can see I got pretty big hands here. But it's a great phone for the price it is, and I like the big screen. And the big thing for me, the big selling point is if you're not sold on those fancy curved edges on the new iPhones, that infinity display, and you still want a traditional flat screen, this is the way to go, because look at that. That is flat. There's no curve on that thing at all from the front. None. But seriously, guys, though, this is a great phone. It's got a great camera. It's got all the great features you would need in a smartphone. If you like your Samsung flagships and you're just not settled on getting the top, latest, and greatest, I think that this is a phenomenal phone. And actually, for a lot of people that are on the fence about upgrading, I would actually recommend this to them over the S7 Edge, because I personally feel like this is the better phone than the S7. Now, with no hands-on time experience with the S8, I can't really tell you guys my opinion on the S8. But if you were debating on the S7, go with the Note 5 instead. I promise you won't regret it. Now, the only issues I had was I had some funky issues going on every time I got a software update. If you can see this little symbol right here, I think that that's the problem. See, the AT&T files, now when I looked this up, because I thought for a long time my Samsung phones just turned to garbage after a year. That they just started getting crap updates, and every update just ruined the phone. But since I've switched to Verizon, I've had 2 updates on my iPhone 7, and I've had no funky issues. So I'm going to go ahead and say this, and I know this might upset some people who have AT&T, and I apologize, but I think AT&T puts extra crap on their phones that makes them not run as well as they're supposed to. The Android 7.0 update that came out for the S7 and 7 Edge, I do believe, I'm pretty sure that it was almost a half a gigabyte bigger on the file coming over to the AT&T phones as opposed to the Verizon and stock phones that you get from Samsung themselves. So, not trying to bash. I don't know. It could just be I may not have cleared stuff off my phone like I should either. I don't know. I mean, it did have a bit of a slowdown after the first year. But actually, believe it or not, when I put Google Now, the Google Now launcher on here, a lot of the speed issues kind of went away, so it could have just been a TouchWiz problem too. And that's one thing I will say that I've seen on the S8 is the toned down version of TouchWiz. If you're not a big fan of TouchWiz, you probably won't like the interface on this, but the good news is you can still change it because Android's awesome like that. One big feature I miss. But all in all, it's a super solid phone. It's got a lot of great features. It's got a very durable build. And I think that for your money, you'd be a lot better off going with this phone than you would with the S7 if you're on the fence. And the screen's beautiful. So, I'm going to go ahead and I would still give this a 9 out of 10. And I am going to say this because even though I love my iPhone 7 to death, I do. I believe it's the best phone I've had. I still, when it comes to Android, it's either stock Android or Samsung. I've seen some nice LG phones and I love the build and design that LG goes with, but I do not like the interface that much. I've had HTC phones and I don't really care for Motorola. But when it comes to Android phones, I've either gone with the Nexus or the Samsung. And I would highly recommend this phone to anyone. So, if you guys are on the fence, go pick this up. But, alright, this is going to go ahead and wrap up my video. If you want to know more specific details, like what the processor is and what the clock speeds are on this thing and all this other technical, stuff. Go ahead and search around. There's a lot of videos out there. A lot of people do extensive tests and stuff like that when these things first come out, and this one's a little bit older. So all the information you could want to know on all the spec side of stuff is out there. I'm just doing the review side. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button down below. If you know anyone that's getting ready to go with an S7, quickly share this video with them so they can make a more informed decision with my review there to consider. Hopefully it changes some minds. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of my content coming up. And head on over to my Patreon at Patreon.com/Kalzain. And if you feel like helping out what we're doing here, go ahead and donate. If you don't want to, you don't have to. No one's obligated to do anything. And if you guys could, get this around to Samsung. I really want them to, send me some nice products so I can review some stuff. And I'd really like to do some iPhone, Samsung comparisons. Hint, hint, Samsung, if you're listening. I want to review the S8. Pretty please. Alright, until next time, catch y'all later.